Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Conversations of Courage Surviving the COVID-19 Pandemic. I am your host, Art Chat Daddy Sims, the creator of the original Real Deal Relationship Chat and the creator and host of the Real Chat Daddy Show, which is seen nightly via 6 different social media platforms. It's a news, entertainment, and variety show. But I'm here today to talk to people of all walks of life about conversations of courage during the COVID-19 pandemic. As you guys all know, the last year and a half has been a year like no other. And each one of my guests from past episodes have shared their highs, their lows, and the hopes for the future as we move forward. Well, our guest today is no exception to the rule. She's an amazing lady who I had heard so much about, hadn't had the chance to meet her only virtually, and recently had the honor and pleasure of helping her to celebrate 25 years of presenting amazing theater for people with and without disabilities. She is the founder and artistic director for, and let me get it right, y'all, Tellin. Tales. That's right. You heard me. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the phenomenon. We call her Princess Tekki, but she is the incredible Miss Tekki Lomnicki. Yay! Hey, Tekki, how are you?
Hey, Art, I'm great. Really wonderful to see you again.
Oh, thank you, Tekki. It is such a pleasure. You know, not only do I consider us business colleagues now, but I consider us to be really good friends. And you are probably one of the sweetest people ever. And thank you so much for including me in your family in many ways, Tekki.
Oh, thank you, Art.
So, Tekki, I'm honored to have you here. You're one of my final interviews for Conversations of COVID, Surviving the COVID-19 Pandemic. And if I could, Tekki, I want to take us back just a little bit. The date would be January 21st of 2020. The first confirmed case in the United States was a man in his 30s from Washington State who traveled to Wuhan, China, and was diagnosed with a novel coronavirus. As we all know, it quickly spread to Japan, South Korea, and Thailand. March 13th of 2020, this COVID virus was declared a national emergency by our then president, President Donald Trump. Fast forward again to March 15th of 2020 is when the CDC warned against large gatherings. And as we say, Tekki, in the theater world, that's when all the you-know-what hit the fan.
Absolutely.
So I want to find out from you, really, Tekki, in our lifetime, we've never heard of anything like a pandemic other than the pandemic of 1918, 1919. And you and I were nowhere to even be thought about any of that. What was the first thing that went through your mind when you heard virus, pandemic, and the world shutting down?
Funny, but I thought, oh, this will only be 2 weeks. Yeah, everything there's so much technology now, so much wonderful drugs now and everything. It's only gonna take 2 weeks. And a lot of my colleagues felt that way too. I mean, they show at work, they were showing us videos of how to wash our hands and all that. And people were not going to the Chinese restaurant in our neighborhood, like blaming Chinese people. But my friends and I still went, and thinking these are not the people that have COVID,
That's right.
enjoy the food. So then they told us to work from home, that it was best to work from home. And that was at first a big treat for me because I used to have to drive. I lived downtown and I had to drive all the way like near O'Hare.
Mm-hmm.
Traffic was horrible on the way there, on the way back. It was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, altogether out of my day.
Right.
So right at first it was great. and we figured out how to do it. The theater, though, we were really in trouble because we had to cancel our 2020 gala.
Yes.
And then when things locked down, um, we absolutely, we weren't sure. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do about our shows too? And also, my family is in the tuxedo business, and their business went down the tubes. They were missing their prom income, which was huge every year and sustained them through the winter months when there weren't as many weddings. Weddings were not taking place. Well,
No.
they were taking place, but like, not a big deal.
Right.
Because people couldn't have their receptions. So my family was up in arms. And then, and my mom was in an assisted living place, and she had a little bit of dementia, but knew us. She totally knew us. She was 94.
Oh.
Yeah, and at first we were talking to her through the window. But then when things locked down, they told us, no, we don't have enough staff to help them talk to you through the window. Then we were doing FaceTime with her, which was so cute because she wanted to hold the phone herself, and it was like, ring, ring, and she just didn't know how to do FaceTime.
That's right. That's, God bless her soul. Absolutely. Yes.
She tried. But that was a way that I could really communicate with her, is FaceTime. And then people started coming down with it at the assisted living place, and they did not they told, of course, we couldn't go see her at all. And but what's crazy is they didn't isolate them at that time. So we heard from the place that they tested her for COVID and that she had it. And this was on a Friday. And she ended up passing away on the Tuesday.
Wait, Tekki. So they said she had it that Friday,
yes,
and passed away just that quick the following Tuesday.
Yes.
Oh my God, my heart really goes out to you and your family. Oh my goodness.
It was terrible because they told us the night before. I had one of my class, my aunt. Oh, with the theater, we decided we're not stopping. And we learned Zoom, and we decided to still have my class. Everybody has a story, and I had a wonderful group of people really pouring their hearts out with their stories. That was Monday night class. It was the first class, and then they and this was in April 20th, and then that was the Monday. And then that night, the place called me because I was power of attorney, and told us that they think Mom is going to pass away like in the night. And so they said, well, you could come in and see her if you want, but she's like almost like not in a coma, but really sleeping. And my brother Eddie did. My brother Eddie went to her. But I was terrified of getting COVID myself as a person with a disability.
Absolutely.
And so I did not go. Eddie let me talk. She was, out of it, but Eddie held the phone up to her ear. And I told her that, I very much loved her and that it was okay for her to go. It was okay that I would be fine. She always worried about me. There's that special bond between people with disabilities and their moms. I hear more and more of that. And so that next day, I stayed up almost all night just waiting for the call. And then in the morning, Eddie kept calling, thinking maybe she woke up and she could talk. And it was a beautiful day, just a beautiful day. The day she passed, that Tuesday, the 21st, and about at and she was in hospice. They put her right into hospice, and I had been able to talk to a priest from her church, and I said, you know what? They told me she was going to go, but she didn't. And you run over there and give her last rites, the sacrament,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because she's very devoted Catholic. And he went. He went right away. And then what happened was Eddie called and found out that she had just passed.
Oh no.
Yeah, and we have a kind of an adopted brother who drives a truck, and he very much loved my mom, and he drove to the place and he sat outside and he just prayed for her because he couldn't get in. Guess what? He texted me that he was there, he was praying, and it was exactly the time she passed.
Oh my God. Oh boy, how touching is that?
Yeah,
And for him to have been at the right place at the right time and
right.
to pray her to her next level, her next journey. That is so touching. Tekki, I'm really so sorry to hear that, but the story is a story that we've heard from many people of all race, creeds, colors about just how devastating the impact COVID has made on so many different people's lives. So I want to kind of find out from you, and seeing that you and I have become so close now, where did you and your family find peace through all of this?
Oh,
Again, the woman who gave you life, your beloved mother, where did you find your peace through all of this?
what was really beautiful is that my neighbors that live in the high rise with me kind of rallied and made sure that I wasn't alone. I really didn't drive out to see my family in Elmhurst, but I was very close to them. And the thing that really got me through was I remembered my mom saying to me, um, I was talking to her about a friend whose dad just died, but he's an atheist. And I remember my mom saying, Tekki, what do people do when somebody dies and they don't have faith?
Mm, mm, mm,
So,
mm.
what helped me was my faith. My faith that she was in glory with the Lord and that this was the best thing. And that's where I found solace. And my wonderful neighbors. And the other thing is, it was starting to be really a beautiful spring at that time.
Mm-hmm.
That spring and all through summer, almost every day, my neighbor and I would go out into the park. We have a little park right under my window,
Mm-hmm.
and the flowers are beautiful. The trees were reaching out to me. It felt like the whole universe was with me.
Oh,
And
that's so beautiful.
every day we went out, and I was just communing, with nature.
Yes.
It was amazing. Now, as far as my health, um,
And that was my next question about, is there a particular health regimen? You and I are both people with disabilities. I know I have a compromised immune system. So I was trying to figure out, was there any special elixir you did, any certain diet, or did you do like most of us, gain that COVID-20 because we ate everything? So let's talk about the health aspect.
okay, well, what I did do was I really ramped up vitamin D. That's really what I did. And I'm such a worry wart. I got tested 3 times. And each time I was negative, but I was terrified that I was going to catch it.
Oh,
So,
you and me both.
yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
was doing my yoga, which really helped a lot too, and meditating. But yes, I ate like my eating went viral. I'm telling you, I ate too much. I ended up drinking a little bit too much because I'm an extrovert and I was lonely. And so that's why I craved being with my neighbors and in a way, just celebrating that we were alive.
Yes. Oh, I love it. You've summed it up though, because I think that's the way most people felt. If you are single or alone, and here, we were all in isolation. I'm gonna tell you this much, Tekki. I learned more things about myself last year than I ever knew. And to the point that I was like, now wait a minute, would you date yourself? Like, would you? Yeah, yeah. Like, listen, would you even date yourself? So I mean, that just kind of makes you wonder. And again, the health regimen, much like yourself, I did a vitamin routine. I tried to take as many things as I could to keep my immune system up. So it makes good sense. It really does. Well, Tekki, with this being said, I want to find out about happiness. Even though we lost so many lives, you lost your dear mom, there are still people who are battling with COVID to this day. There's a lot of back and forth about to vaccinate, not to vaccinate. Can you help us to understand how we can find some happiness through all of this period that we're going through?
I think just stick to the people that you love and that are close to you. And also if you pray, you gotta pray, and that's what I did, and also just really, really take care of yourself. Make sure to take time for yourself. That's what I'm noticing with working from home. By the way, we're still working from home,
Mm-hmm.
and take time for some self-care, which I know I need to do, because working from home, it's like, oh, I can work after 5. I'm home. I don't have to drive. No, you need to take care of yourself. If you need to, have snack after work. Notice I said snack
Yeah,
because
I noticed. That's okay. I like snacks.
my eating proclivity.
Yeah.
And so, and then slowly, things started coming back for my family, and weddings and all that.
Yeah.
And it really helped. It
Very
really,
good.
really helped.
Well,
And
Tekki,
go outside.
yes, I couldn't agree with you more. And now that the seasons are changing, at least we had what I consider a good summer, and it allowed us to get out and enjoy what was summer. And really, our fall is not that bad. Hopefully, we won't have a bad winter. Tekki, before I let you go, you've been in the theater world now for 25 years. You truly are a veteran. The work that you do with people with both disabilities and non-disabilities is just incredible. I saw how much people love you. Tekki, real quick, what do you think is the future of the theater world? I noticed that Broadway is opening back up here in Chicago. We are opening theaters back up. What do you think the future of the theater world will be like from this point on?
What I think what will happen is we're going to see more hybrid events. We're going to see classes being done online a lot, so that and theater could reach more people. We're going to see that. We're going to see there'll be live performances, of course, but then I think there are going to be virtual performances as well, and that way, like, especially for us, okay, for us, that at Tellin Tales, we could have students from all over the country now,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can just reach more people with our stories. And one thing that I didn't say to you before was
Mm-hmm.
that what got me through after all this were my students, my people I directed just pouring their hearts out and telling their stories. I think that story is so healing.
I could not agree with you more. And we kind of talked about this, and I think I want to move in the direction of being able to tell my story as well too. And because I have a new friend who's a beast master at getting these stories out of people, I think, I think my new bestie will help me get that story out. So
All
yeah,
right.
I'm going to stick to that. Well, Tekki, I want to thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule just to share your conversation of courage and how you survived the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm going to put your website here on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if there's anything that you want to know about the theater world, please visit my friends at Tellin Tales. That's TELLIN.org. Wonderful, wonderful theater group, master classes, young people's program that's incredible. They just had their 25th year anniversary. Great fundraiser. If you want to donate, please do so. It's a great organization. Tekki, anything in closing you want to say before we skedoodle, my friend?
Yes, it's something my mom used to say. Couple things.
Okay.
To say, "This too shall pass."
Oh, yes.
And then another one I loved. She'd be like, "Better days are coming."
Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay, so now, Tekki, my mom and your mom are in heaven together because
Oh,
my mother and grandmother used to both say those lines. So all of our girls are up there having that martini we talked about. You
all
know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yes.
Yes, yes. I love you so very much. Thank you for spending this time with me and my audience today. And continue good health. I'll see you again real soon. And thank you for being a part of Conversations of Courage Surviving the COVID-19 Pandemic.
Thank you. Love you so much. Thank
I
you.
love you too, my dear. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We really do appreciate you guys. For more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com for more information. Make sure you tune in to The Real Chat Daddy Show, which airs nightly, Monday through Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, you name it, we're there. The Real Chat Daddy Show. All right? We love you guys. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you being a part of Conversations of Courage Surviving the COVID-19 Pandemic. And guess what, Tekki? We are out, my love. I'll talk to you soon. See you guys later. Bye. Goodbye.